I. Which rising? Okay, so this is going to be a very short live. Okay, it's just more like heads up on the full moon in Cancer, which is happening in some hours. Okay, so the full moon is going to be happening around 11:57 GMT, right? So stick to your time zone. My time zone, that's going to be about. Thanks for joining me live. My time zone, that's going to be about. That's actually going to be on the 7th of January, not 6th of January. But some people would experience the full moon on 6th of January. It's actually. But to quickly run out to do this live, just to give some heads up. I wanted to type, but like my guys were like, man, quickly talk about it. Okay, so I decided it's going to be a very short live. So if you can sit down, awesome. And if you can watch, awesome. Okay, so the full moon is happening in Cancer, right? Cancer is the sister sign for Capricorn. So in every season, we have a new moon in the sign season, so Capricorn, and then we have the full moon in the opposite sign, which is Cancer. Now, Cancer for us is our womb, right? And the reason I actually had to do this like is to kind of like explain, because I was typing and I'm not sure how much words I could actually type fast. So, Cancer is literally the womb, right? Cancer rules the boobs, the ovaries, the womb. And then for the full moon in Cancer, what we're having is that our womb. So now let's look at the structure of the womb. Like the womb, where the baby stays, how the baby comes to the world. If the scope is expanded beyond this womb, because remember that as we are humans, we are simply stars in physical forms, right? So the womb for us is the planet that houses us. If you also take it like to different scales, the womb also for you is the house in which you live. The womb also is the family you belong to, right? The womb is what nourishes you, so that in extension is also your food. So when we talk about Cancer, we talk about Cancer like overseeing your home, the food you eat, your kids, your children, your parents, especially your mom, our relationship with the planet Earth, right? Hi guys, thanks for joining me live. So for the full moon in Cancer, what we are really having is a release. Remember, the full moon is all about release. The energies of the moon has grown to a point whereby if you look up, the moon is very illuminated, it's round, like it's 100% full, it's glaring because it's gone through the cycle and now it's full, it's come to the point of completion. It's come to the point of completion. So for the full moon in Cancer, you have to release things around your attachment to nurturing, your attachment to nourishment, your attachment to home, your attachment to food, your attachment to your parents. So I'm going to try to break that down. Okay, so first of all, you have to release all things in your home, things that are broken, things that you're not using, things you've outgrown, things that you just bought and you never use. You need to throw those things away because nothing is without like significance. Everything has value attached to it. Value is energy. Everything has energetic connection. So if you have items lying around your home that are broken, you are holding on to things you should have released, you have things you bought you've not used, all those energies are just stacking up. That's why you have like stagnant energy, things are fixed. You need to move them out. Okay, so this weekend we are going to have the moon in Cancer all through the weekend. Today is Friday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Plan to clean out your home from top to bottom this weekend. If you can't clean out your home from top to bottom, if you can't, at least at the minimum clean out your kitchen from top to bottom. The kitchen is where we prepare food. The kitchen is where you prepare your nourishment. Really, it's almost like your connection back to nourishment. So this weekend, plan to clean out your home, plan to clean out your kitchen especially. Cook at home. Try not to eat out this weekend. Cook for yourself. if you're not the one cooking, someone else in your house is cooking, but take a lot of home cooked meals. Remember, everything is energetic exchange. So even when you go out and someone is preparing your meals, they're putting their energy into the action you're carrying out, because everything is energy. Every time, every moment, every second, it's life force energy being exchanged. So be wary of that. So this weekend, clean out your home, cook your meals. Now the third one is very important. The third one is, so we've talked about the physical home. Now this is your body, right? So this weekend, pay attention to your boobs, your womb. For the ladies in the house, if you have your partners with you, before he does anything, if he wants to play with your boobs and stuff, let him do a breast examination for you. And if you are without a spouse or a partner, you can also do a self breast examination. Stand in front of the mirror. Each of the boobs, you can divide it into 4 places, right? Draw a line down, not like a physical line. You don't have to draw a line with a mark or something, but have an imaginary line going down vertically and horizontally. So you divide the boobs into 4 parts. Use the flat surface of your finger pads to gently rub to kind of like feel if there's any lump, if there's any swelling. Remember, Cancer rules the boobs. Okay, so with the fullness, some people are experiencing fuller boobs, which may be a bit more tender, but it's also a time for you to like check out if you have any lumps, anything growing where it's not supposed to be growing. So check the 4 quadrants of both boobs, check around the nipples, go to your armpit area, gently check if you can feel anything. Let me try to undo this scarf. Put your hand like in the crook of your neck and also gently check, right? To see if you can feel anything growing, because those are like the areas where the drainage of the boobs go to. So check your boobs, very important. Then also check your womb. If you've been having irregular periods, take notes. Really use this time. If you've not been tracking your menstrual cycle, make sure that this weekend you commit some time to actually remembering your last periods, your period symptoms, if you have cramps, if you have change in appetite. Track all those things so that you also have your own natural rhythm that you can follow through and you can like track with, and not just this fake Gregorian calendar I'm not going to get to again in this life. Okay, now the other thing you can also do for your womb is this weekend, like, be very deliberate of your sexual encounters and your sexual energy. Be very deliberate of what happens to your vagina and your, in extension, your ovaries, right? Be very deliberate about the energies you're allowing into your reproductive organs, right? Think about it, right? Really think about it, like, what are you exposing yourself to? What are you opening yourself up to? Another way you can also make use of this full moon energy is to do like a vaginal stem, right? A vaginal stem. And for the guys, you can do a perineal stem. I know I keep promising I'm going to release my recipes, but I keep thinking like I have to do a video showcasing the ingredients, because I have varied, and depending on the period you are in your the current phase of your menstrual cycle, that determines the kind of ingredients you should use for your vaginal stem. Also remember that if you're currently in your period, you shouldn't stem, okay? Because the vagina is open. I keep saying vagina. Instagram is not going to block this video. But when you're on your period, the cervix is open, so you shouldn't do a stem when during your period, and you shouldn't do a stem when you're pregnant also. It's not good for the baby, okay? But if you are not yet on your period, or if you just finished your period, good. You should totally do a vaginal stem this weekend. Some ingredients you can use rose, dried rose, you can use lavender, you can use rosemary, you can use thyme, oregano. Those are all like cleansing. When they release their oils into the steam, which evaporates up, and it helps with adding some moisture, hydration, and then it helps really clean out, helps you to relax, help you to connect back with your body. Thanks, baby. Okay, your comments going to throw me off track. Okay, so that's the womb. So don't forget, boobs, womb, ovaries, very essential. Also, if you've planned like your gynecologist, if you've planned a visit with your gynecologist, make sure you keep to that. Don't forget, Mercury is also still retrograde, so make sure you confirm your appointments and your schedules. Now taking it, so we've dealt about the home, the kitchen, the food, your physical body, the boobs, the ovaries, the womb. Now in extension, right, when we come to this earth, the very first womb we inhabit, like the very first womb that houses us, is the one for our mom. As a baby, when you're growing in your mom's womb, like she's the only one you know. You can only hear her heartbeat, you can only hear the sound of her voice, you're getting her blood, you're getting food from her, you're connected to her via the placenta. When you come out, you're still connected to her for your source of livelihood, because she's the only one who is going to breastfeed you. And if you happen not, like, unfortunately some babies lose their mom at birth and you have to rely on another person's milk or like artificial milk, you still have to rely on the person who provides for you, because as a baby you can't take care of yourself, you can't change yourself, you can't feed yourself, you can't provide for yourself. So we have this very, very strong connection with whoever happens to be the mother when we're giving birth to. Now, as you continue to grow, you then identify, okay, there's someone else in this house aside from my mom, who is apparently called dad, who is the playful one, right? So in extension, those are the first two people you interact with in an household where you have a two-parent family, right? Well, for some it could be a single parent and the other person will be a sibling. But those early relationship dynamics actually have like a very strong impact on your psychological development as you are growing up as a child. Hi guys, thanks for joining me live. As you're growing up as a child, you're in your initial relationships in the family. That's why we say the family bond is very, very strong in determining how well the society is even structured, how well the society functions. It goes back to the first unit of society, which is the family. So if the energy in the family is not what you need to grow, although we say that every soul actually picks the family to come into because the planets align, so that you are able to have the experiences you need for your soul to evolve and to grow. But what also happens is, if the psychological trauma is so much, sometimes it makes us lose connection with our own individual self. So what you have is, you are grown, you're an adult, but then you realize you can't handle some emotions, you can't speak up about some things, you only have certain likes, and you can't even explain it because you've not even tried it. You just like, oh, okay, my mom told me this, and then that's the ultimate view. Or my mom treated me this way when I was young, and that's what makes me hate this. Or my mom told me I can never be this, and then because of that you never actually try. Now those situations occur to give you an opportunity to actually grow and mature, because nothing in life happens for nothing, right? Like every experience you encounter is for your own growth and maturation, and it's for your continuous development. So use this weekend to also review your relationship with your parents. If your parents are still alive, review your relationship with them. Is it where it needs to be in terms of recognizing you as an individual, and also recognizing that your parents are individuals. They are not just here to be your mom and your dad. They're actually people. They have their own selves. They have their own life experience to walk through. They also have their own soul groups to go through. So also understand that relationship dynamic. So if it's not where you wish it to be, especially the one with your mom and your dad, because Cancer rules the mom's energy, and Capricorn typically says your dad, right? But then depending on your chart, this can also be switched. Now if this weekend, look at the relationship between yourself and your parents, if it's where it needs to be for you to grow and feel mature. If there are things you're holding on to, if there are unaddressed traumas, wounds, problems from childhood that you need to sort out, please try to use this weekend to understand the root of it, because what you really want to do is reparent yourself. Now, most of the people that follow me are between 25 to 45 years old. So you've gotten to that stage where you can take care of yourself, and it's not just being about being independent. You can be independent externally, but internally you have to reparent yourself in a way that is nourishing to you, that provides nourishment to your soul, in a way that makes you feel, in a way that makes you feel strong enough to stand on your own 2 feet, right? So this weekend, commit to reparenting yourself, commit to renurturing yourself, treat yourself like the parents you wish you had, connect to your inner child, try to address any wounds sustained in childhood, and I'm not just talking about physical wounds, especially like your emotional and psychological wounds, and where they might have led you to at this current time, like wounds around abandonment, fear, guilt, worries, incompetence, poor performance, being a failure. Try to like address any of those roots. Awesome, like I'm really glad. Awesome. Try to address anything, if there is anything at all, like try to address those, and don't put it on them like, oh, my parents wasn't there, or oh no, this person wasn't there for me when I needed them, or they couldn't provide this for me, this that. Yeah, all of those happen for you. Not that life happens for you, everything happens for you, okay? So try to do that. Final thing, so we've gone from our body to our physical environment, then to the relationship we had in our childhood. Now, in extension, it's also because our respective countries also serve, like, that's why we call it our motherland. Our respective countries also serve as our womb, where we emerged from. So also try to address, and if there's anything you can do, if you're not in your homeland, if you're in a foreign country, how can you contribute to the growth and the stability and the structure needed in your homeland? Think about it. You don't have to put these things into action, just think about it. Also release any poor judgments around your home, like your countries where you originate from. Cancer rules like your roots, your origin. Like, you can't run away from your roots, no matter how tall a tree grows, no matter how wide. Oh, and these trees behind me are like an excellent example. No matter how wide you spread your branches, you can only spread your branches as deep as your roots go. As your English, as your roots go. If your roots are shallow, you can't grow. That's the truth. You can't grow. When the wind comes, storm, when there is no rainfall, the tree would wither and dry. But if you have deep roots embedded like deep within, you'll be sustained through anything that might happen. Exactly, betraying your country, yes, like that's part of it. So try to address any issues around all of those, because those are the themes that will come up like energetically for us over this weekend as well before moon in Cancer. Then don't forget that Cancer is a water sign, right? So Cancer is a cardinal water sign, meaning that and then we usually equate Cancer to the crab, right? So typically this weekend, if you have the urge to, instead of express your emotions, if you have the urge to rather hold yourself back, like shelter your emotions, like try to become resistant, try to grow a hard shell, you would feel the pressure more to actually open up and let it go. So I invite you to actually give yourself some solace, give your heart some peace, cry if you need to. Crying is a very essential part of Cancerian energy. You need to learn how to release emotions. So you're not holding tight, because once you hold tight, emotions are like waves. just need to pass through. As they are coming, they need you to acknowledge them, and then you let them go. But if you hold on to them, they simply take up the space that you should be using for other things. Okay. So this full moon in Cancer, do all of those. Nourish yourself, cry if you need to, cook a very delicious meal for yourself all through the weekend. Try to spend time at home, stay at home with, if you have children of your own, stay at home with them. Try to rebuild your bond with them, try to learn about them in a different way, try to open yourself up. Don't use like your ideas of what parenting should be. Don't use the ideas of what parenting should be or what you think parenting is based on the way your parents raised you. Be open to like learning about them as their own individuals, because they are not you. You just have the opportunity to be their parents. You just have the opportunity to be their conduit onto this planet. They are not you. You just have the opportunity to be related to them in terms of in this lifetime and in this particular reality, as you can see. They are not you. So try to give them the grace. Try to give them the grace of understanding them in a different way, right? Okay. So if you got any information for this, please don't be stingy and just share this with someone. Like, we all out there, while we may be living different lives, we actually have like similar experiences. So you don't know who would need what you're going to tell them or share with them. So just follow your. And also, if you have like strong Cancerian placements, this weekend may be very, 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 very heavy for you. So cry. You would want to cry. So cry. Don't hold it in. Holding it in is just inviting more stress and more stress, because you're trying to hold back your words. Release it. Let the tears fall. And then crying is very cleansing, it's very releasing for the soul. So let it calm down. And then if you can make your way to any water body, go. Let the water, let it help you to visualize your emotions flowing like the waves, right? Plan to take lots of showers, because remember, Cancer is the water sign. So when the moon is in a watery sign, help embodying the qualities of that sign would also help you to think and better understand what's happening in your inner body, right? Alright guys, this was so nice. I like this version of short life. Remember, like, the moon, Cancer is actually the moon's sign. The moon is on in Cancer, so this is the full moon that defines all full moons. If you've never felt the impact of full moon before, you're definitely going to feel the impact of this full moon, right? And then the impact of full moon is just fullness. You're like 70% made of water. The moon affects the gravitational pull. It affects the flow of water. Don't hold back. Alright, you two have a very wonderful day. Thank you for staying with me to the end of the live. If you watch this afterwards, thank you for watching, and happy weekend.